Today I will do with you the poem After Blenheim. It is an anti-war poem that sharply criticizes the destruction and death caused by war. The poem After Blenheim is written by Robert Southey, who was an English romantic poet. He wrote this poem in 1796 about a battle that took place in Blenheim, a village in southern Germany, in 1704. The poem brings out the horrors of war in a simple but ironic way. The battle, known as the Battle of Blenheim, was fought between the English and the Austrians on the one side and the French on the other side. The battle resulted in a grand victory of the English under the Duke of Marlborough. In this battle, thousands of men were killed, women became widows, and children became orphans. The battle caused a lot of ruin and destruction. In the poem, the grandfather, Old Caspar, calls the Battle of Blenheim a great victory, but his grandchildren, Wilhelmine and Peterkin, are not able to understand how a destructive war can be called a famous victory. This poem has an important theme also, and it gives a useful message to the present world. It is an anti-war poem that sharply criticizes the destruction, death, suffering, and hardships caused by war. The poet wants to give the idea that wars are horrible because thousands of people are killed, people become homeless, and they have to suffer physical pain and mental anguish. Wars are senseless, futile, and evil, and in war there are no real winners. So, all conflicts should be sorted out through peaceful solutions. There is another theme, and that is the difference between the viewpoints of the old and new generations. Old men like Caspar are mostly guided by blind patriotism, and they praise war. On the other hand, the little children have a different line of thinking. They do not understand how their old grandfather could praise the war which was so destructive. Now children, I will start with the explanation. You may follow in your books while I am reading and explaining the lines. After Blenheim, written by Robert Southey. It was a summer evening. Old Caspar's work was done, and he before his cottage door was sitting in the sun. Now here the poet is talking about a particular summer evening when an old man named Caspar had finished all his work, and he was sitting in the sun before his cottage door. And by him spotted on the green his little grandchild Wilhelmine. And by him spotted means played. And near him his little grandchild Wilhelmine played on the green grass. Now the second stanza. She saw her brother Peterkin roll something large and round, which he beside the rivulet in playing there had found. So while Wilhelmine was playing on the green grass, she saw her brother Peterkin rolling something large and round, and he had found this large and round thing while he was playing beside the rivulet. He came to ask what he had found that was so large and smooth and round. So he came to the cottage, he came to his grandfather to ask what it was that he had found, what it was that was so large and smooth and round. So the description of that thing should be kept in mind, children, that it was a large and smooth and round thing which Peterkin had found. Now the third stanza. Old Caspar took it from the boy who stood expectant by. And old Caspar, that is the child's grandfather, he took that large round thing from the boy who stood expectant by. And Peterkin, he stood there expecting an answer from his grandfather. And then the old man shook his head, and with a natural sigh, "'Tis some poor fellow's skull," said he, "who fell in the great victory." And then the old man just casually shook his head, and with a natural sigh means it was something as if it was natural for him. It was nothing unusual or surprising for him. So he just shook his head and said that the thing that the little boy had found was some poor fellow's skull, who fell in the great victory. Who fell means who had been killed in the great victory. Now here the great victory is related to the Battle of Blenheim, in which the English had won over the French. The English had won the Battle of Blenheim, and they had defeated the French, and this battle was fought in 1704. So here the grandfather tells the child that the skull which he got while playing was of a soldier who got killed in the Battle of Blenheim. "I'll find them in the garden, for there's many here about." And then the grandfather tells the child that he used to find a lot of skulls like that in the garden, because there were many buried in the garden. "And often when I go to plough, the ploughshare turns them out." And often when he used to plough his garden, then the ploughshare means the plough pin, the pins of the plough, they used to turn them out. Turn them out means they used to dig out the skulls that were buried in the ground. "For many thousand men," said he, "were slain in that great victory." And then grandfather tells the little child that many thousand men, that is thousands of men, were slain. Slain means killed in that great victory. That is the victory of the English in the Battle of Blenheim. "Now tell us what it was all about, young Peterkin," he cries, and little Wilhelmine looks up with wonder-waiting eyes. Now little Peterkin, he wanted to know everything about the war. So he tells his grandfather to tell them what it was all about. That is, what the war was all about. And little Wilhelmine, she looked up to her grandfather with wonder-waiting eyes. That means she also wanted to know why the war or the battle was fought. "Now tell us all about the war and what they fought each other for." So the children wanted their grandfather to tell them everything about the war and what they fought each other for. That is, the reason why the English and the French fought with each other. They wanted to know the reason. "It was the English," Caspar cried, "who put the French to rout." So here Caspar said that it was the English who put the French to rout. Put to rout means who had completely defeated the French. The English completely defeated the French in that battle. "But what they fought each other for, I could not well make out." But Caspar says that what they fought each other, that is the reason why they fought with each other, that he could not well make out. Make out means that he also could not understand. But everybody said, quoth he, that it was a famous victory. But here Caspar just says that in spite of not knowing the reason why the English and the French fought with each other, still everybody just praised the war, praised the battle, and said that it was a famous victory. Now the 7th stanza. My father lived at Blenheim then, yon little stream hard by. Now here old Caspar, he's telling an incident about his childhood also, when he was staying with his father. And he says that his father lived at Blenheim then, yon little stream hard by. Hard by means nearby. He shows a little stream flowing nearby and tells the children that his father used to live in Blenheim near that stream. They burnt his dwelling to the ground and he was forced to fly. They here is referred to the enemy. So the enemy had burnt down that is his father's dwelling, burnt down his house to the ground, and he was forced to fly. To fly means to run away from there. So when the enemy had burnt down his father's house, then his father was forced to run away from there. So with his wife and child he fled. So his father ran away from there with his wife and child, nor had he where to rest his head. And he had no place to rest his head means he had no place to take shelter also. Then the 8th stanza. With fire and sword, the country round was wasted far and wide. And then what did the enemy do? The enemy, with fire and sword, that is with arson, deliberately they started creating fire everywhere, and they started murdering, killing people everywhere. And in this way, the country round was wasted far and wide. Wasted means destroyed. The country everywhere, all around the country was destroyed, and it was in a very bad condition. There was a lot of ruin and destruction everywhere. And many a childing mother then and newborn baby died. Childing means expecting. And during that war, what happened? Many a childing mother, that is many expecting mothers, that is mothers who were going to have babies, and then newborn babies also were killed in that war. But things like that, must be at every famous victory. But here old Caspar takes all that very casually. He doesn't think about all the destruction and the killing that took place in the war. He just says casually that all such things happen in a war at every famous victory. All such things take place. Killing and destruction takes place in such a victory. In a battle, this is all natural. Now the 9th stanza. They say it was a shocking sight after the field was won. Now they say means the people. The people only told him what had happened. He came to know from other people only what had happened at the battle. And they said that it was a shocking sight. Shocking sight means it was a disgusting scene. After the field was won. The field, the meaning of field here, children, is battle. So it was a disgusting scene after the battle was won. For many thousand bodies here lay rotting in the sun. And why was it a disgusting scene, very horrible scene? Because thousands of bodies were lying rotting in the sun. Many people were killed in the battle, and their dead bodies were just lying in the battlefield, rotting in the sun. There was nobody to take the bodies away. But things like that, must be after a famous victory. Again here Caspar very casually says that things like that, must be there. It is all natural thing. destruction. Dead bodies, many people are killed and dead bodies lie rotting in the sun after a famous victory. So it is nothing very unusual. The 10th stanza. Great praise the Duke of Marlborough won and our good Prince Eugene. Now here there were great praises for the Duke of Marlborough and the Prince Eugene, because it was because of them that the English had won the battle. And here the Duke of Marlborough, he was the English commander, and it was under his command that the English won the battle. So everybody praised the Duke of Marlborough and also the good Prince Eugene. Why, it was a very wicked thing, said little Wilhelmine. Now here the little child, she sees the horrible things that took place in the war. And for her, victory was not the main point. The horrible things, the destruction, the killing that took place, she was concerned with that. So she says that it was a very wicked thing. That is, the war was a very wicked, very evil thing. So much killing had taken place. So it was a very wicked thing. Nay, nay, my little girl, quoth he, it was a famous victory. But here old Caspar tells the little girl that no, it was not a wicked thing, it was a famous victory. And everybody praised the Duke, who this great fight did win. And then old Caspar further goes on to say that everybody, all the people praised the Duke, who this great fight did win, who had won that battle. But what good came of it at last, quoth little Peterkin. But here Peterkin asks a question to his grandfather, that what good came of it at last? That is, what was the good outcome of that war? Was there anything good that resulted from the war? Why, that I cannot tell, said he, but it was a famous victory. But again, old Caspar, he says that he cannot tell whether there was anything good that came out of the war, but still he insists and says that it was a famous victory. So in this way, children, you see that old Caspar was not able to answer the questions of the children. That what was the reason why the English and French fought with each other, that he could not understand, he was not able to answer. And then in the end, when Peterkin asked what was the good outcome of that war, that also the old grandfather was not able to explain. He was not able to tell the children the reason. So he just goes on saying that no matter what happened in the war, how much destruction and killings took place in the war, but still he goes on saying that it was a great and famous victory. So this poem is very simple, children. I have explained the poem. You can note down the meanings and prepare for the exam.